Blessed love and blessings way up tube. In this video we will be breaking down how and why Chocolatito was able to break down Khalid Yafai the way he did. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Real Life Boxing!
Blessed love and blessed day. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fighting nation. It's Coach Fire and this is Real Life Boxing. As I said, I want to do a breakdown of the breakdown of Kalias Weaknesses by Chocolatito Gonzalez. Before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to smash on the like button, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified when all content is being uploaded on the channel of Real Life Boxing. Let's talk about it. I stated in my post-fight reaction that Chocolatito beat up Kalias Weaknesses, in which he did beat up Kalias Weaknesses, but I don't want y'all to get it twisted. This fight was very, very competitive and very entertaining right up until Kalias Weaknesses was stopped. Kalias Weaknesses, he was doing some good things in there. I actually felt like Kalias Weaknesses hurt Chocolatito, I believe in the second or third round, with a left hook. And I also felt that Kalias Weaknesses would have been able to possibly stop Chocolatito later on, just because he was a lot bigger. He appeared to be a lot stronger, but the pace in which Chocolatito was fighting at was just absolutely magnificent. Just absolutely magnificent. Now, I've seen Kalias Weaknesses fight plenty of times, and going into the fight, I thought that Chocolatito would have been too much for him. I thought that Chocolatito, his power and his punches and bunches, just his volume, his pressure, would have been a little bit too much for Kalias Weaknesses. But I was still very interested in the fight because, of course, Kalias Weaknesses is the younger, fresher fighter. We didn't really know what to expect of Chocolatito at this point, even though he did have two previous knockouts, but he was also knocked out by Rungasai and lost to Rungasai before that. So, but I felt like Chocolatito would have been a little bit too much for Kalias Weaknesses. With that being said, the fight starts and it's competitive. The only thing is that Kalias Weaknesses, instead of boxing like we know he usually boxes, he's not really a hard hitter. He's usually boxing, really intelligent, really crafty, just a very good boxer overall. So we figured that Kalias Weaknesses, would have tried to outbox Chocolatito. But strangely, Kalias Weaknesses put his hands up, high guard, hands to his chin, put his head forward, and was trying to bang with Chocolatito on the inside on the front foot. Meanwhile, his trainers are telling him at the start of the fight, his trainers are telling him, use your jab, box. Don't put your head in there and slug with this guy. Use your jab if you want to cut distance. Don't just put your guard up and put your head in there. Use your jab, cut the distance, and work behind your jab. Kalias Weaknesses refused to listen to his trainers, and he wanted to fight the style of fight that he wanted to fight. Now, with that being said, I feel like Kalias Weaknesses, he obviously thought that he would have been able to either take the power punching and the volume punching of Chocolatito without getting hurt, and that in the process and in the midst of that, he would have been able to impose his size and his strength on Chocolatito, which would have ultimately broke Chocolatito down. This is what I'm thinking that Kalias Weaknesses was thinking, disregarding the game plan of his team that they seemed like they had, which would have been boxing. Kalias Weaknesses disregards that, puts his head down, high guard, and goes in there on the front foot and tries to back Chocolatito up. But this backfired miserably on Kalias Weaknesses, because instead of him being the one to break Chocolatito down, it was actually Chocolatito that was able to break Kalias Weaknesses down. Now, like I said, Kalias Weaknesses was doing some really good things in there. I mean, it was competitive. He was able to stand in there and bang with Chocolatito. He landed, he was landing some good combinations. He was landing some good punches. Like I said, he hurt Chocolatito. I felt like he hurt Chocolatito, I believe in the second or third round with a left hook. It was right at the end of the round, but Chocolatito, he kind of did the stanky leg, but he wasn't bothered by it at all. But from that point on, as the fight went on, you can almost see Chocolatito getting stronger as Khalid Yafai was getting weaker. And I mean, what a display of volume punching, angling off of the punching. I don't think that I've ever seen any fighter throw punches like that and angle off of the punches and just continue punching. The pace was absolutely ridiculous, and I think that that is exactly what shocked Kalias Yafai. I believe that Kalias Yafai, in his heart, in his mind, in his soul, he really thought that he could go in there and fight that style against Chocolatito, and in the long run, it would benefit him more than it would benefit Chocolatito. Well, as I said, that backfired on Khalid Yafai miserably, backfired on him terribly, because like I said, it seemed like Chocolatito was getting stronger, whereas Kalias Yafai was getting weaker. And what's funny is that as the fight went on, his trainers, they stopped telling him to box. They were just trying to guide him as carefully as they could in what he was doing. But he made the decision very early in the fight to put his hands up, put his head forward, and go on the inside and bang with Chocolatito, try to back Chocolatito up. Chocolatito wasn't having it. And, you know, I was thinking, well, why doesn't he just revert back to boxing? But by the time he may have decided that maybe I should stop boxing this guy, it was already too late, because Chocolatito had already took his soul. You know what I mean? Just crazy amount of punches and bunches. Just absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work from Chocolatito. And I'm going to be honest, that's not my preferred style of fighting. But I will say, if you're going to go on the inside and fight, or if you're going to attempt to back somebody up, that's the way to do it. Look at Chocolatito, especially in an era and in a time where we come at fighters, at least I know I do, I come at fighters a lot for not letting their hands go, in a time where a lot of fighters are losing fights simply because they're not punching enough, simply because they're just not letting their hands go. Well, Chocolatito does not have any issue in that department. So I will say, if inside fighting is the style that you're going to pick up, and inside fighting is the style that you love to fight, I'm going to say again, watch Chocolatito. Because like I said, I'm not the biggest fan per se of that fighting style, but I will say, if that is the way that you're going to fight, and if you have decided to take up the fight on the inside, and that is what you're going to do, then the way that Chocolatito does it is absolutely the way that it should be done. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful punches and bunches, beautiful combinations, beautiful, a beautiful variety of combinations, mixing up the punches, using the left uppercut really well. And that's something that I love, because I feel like more punches should use the left uppercut. Just absolutely beautiful. For some reason, you know, punchers like to throw, I'm talking about right-handed fighters, like to throw the uppercut from the backhand, from the right hand. But that lead left hand uppercut is such a beautiful punch to mix in with combinations. It's a punch that I would honestly love to see Deontay Wilder mix into his arsenal. Right hand, left uppercut, right hand. Chocolatito is an absolute master at it. Absolute master at jabbing, throwing the uppercut off of the jab. Just absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff by Chocolatito. But like I said, I gotta give Kalias Yafai his props for believing that he would have been able to fight that fight against Chocolatito and be successful. But he probably should have listened to his trainers, but it was too late after about the third or fourth round, because Chocolatito, the work that Chocolatito was putting in was just absolutely amazing. So I gotta give mad props to Chocolatito on that. Shout out both fighters. It was a great fight. You know what I mean? You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Until then, keep fighting your fight and protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. So if you like this video and you would like to see more great content like this on the channel, go to the PayPal link or the Cash App link in the description and show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. This is Real Life Boxing.